Hey guys, it's Kat. I'm going to be doing what I usually do in these videos, which is do various kitchen things while I tell you guys about what's going on. So I'm going to start out by saying that as you guys see from the title of this video, the move is becoming more and more real. Basically, yesterday I looked at a bunch of different places and I saw a few that I really liked. And I'm looking right now in the $1,500 range. That's how much rent I was paying in Orange County, and I've been going back and forth about whether or not I wanted to move back to OC, if only to save money and have more space. But to be honest, one of the things that's been so unruly about me in this apartment is that I have so much space. So I've just been looking for something decent and manageable where I can have my desk, my sewing station, my couch, all of my stuff. And like when I look at my stuff, I know I could probably do it. I know that I could probably make it happen, right? Because I think I just have a lot of space, which makes me feel like I have more stuff. But as I declutter and go through shit, things are getting easier and easier and easier. But obviously, since I am going through this move, I guess if for some reason you just joined my Patreon and you've never seen my videos and you don't know what's going on, I guess I'll give you a bit of an update. So basically, when I moved into this apartment way back when, I was making a lot of money and I was doing really well. Then of course, I got really depressed because of living in a new city and being alone and having no friends and no one to help me with my move. And so like I found it really hard for me to make content. It was genuinely very hard for me to make content. And so for me, I had to take a break. I took a year break. And in that year break, a lot of shit happened. First of all, I did recenter myself in a way that was really good. I did start to, have a healthier way of managing my shit. I was able to come back to YouTube with, passion and fervor and dedication and all that stuff. But I also, in that year became slightly forgotten by people. And so I stopped getting as many requests as I had when I'd moved to LA. And so I started making a lot less money. And long story short, moving here was something that I did because I was like, oh, I'm making money and I can afford it. When really what I should have done is found the cheapest and nicest place possible and stuck it there. I was so stuck in my frustration about my ex and things and all this other stuff. I just wanted to get not only a new place, but an impressive place, a place that I guess my ex would look at and be like, oh, I wish I could be there. I would always tell my ex oh, well, yeah, you can come and visit me whenever you want, kind of thing. Just being shitty about it because I was, things weren't great, right? So anyway, I moved here without thinking about it very smartly. I was not smart when I moved here. When I first moved here, I could afford it. It wasn't a big deal. But after time, especially after the year that I took, as a break, that just became hard. So basically for a year, I was living off of my savings from my talks, right? I could do that. And it was great for me mentally, but professionally it was terrible. And maybe we'll do a whole other video about that. I should do a video about that specifically because I've talked to you guys about that a lot, but I haven't talked to my larger YouTube audience about it. It is kind of sick to me that it's very sort of sick that YouTube really decentivizes taking mental health breaks. especially if you're somebody who relies on the income from YouTube, it really decentivizes it. It makes it so that you're not um it makes it so that you're not really incentivized to take care of yourself, and that's not good. That's obviously not good. Right? So my phone keeps telling me that we're on low battery, so I guess I'll just bring you guys over here and plug you in. So yeah, so that's what really fucking sucks. The fact that I really couldn't, I mean, I was kind of punished in many ways for taking a break. Okay, good, we're plugged in. I was punished in many, many ways for taking a break, and obviously I needed to take a fucking break. I needed to be able to do that, right? Now, my second sort of downfall was I had sort of come into this shit thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to have all this new content. People are going to fucking love it. It's going to be amazing. Da 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 da. And then I put all this time into making this content. And then people didn't like it. And that was really painful for me because, I put a lot of time into shit that not only people didn't like. So it sucked that I was passionate about making it and then people didn't care for it. Then it also sucked that I didn't make any money off of it, which is obviously not the reason why I was making certain stuff. But, I'd always put the content before the idea of me making money. I'd always done that. And, it's like I probably should have historically been smarter about that. I probably should have been like, you know what, let me not prevent myself from making money. I talked about that when I talked about sponsorships and things like that, because, recently my decision to actually, do sponsorships, that is a new thing. Because historically I've refused to do them because I don't want to, put my morals aside, so to speak. But, frankly, it just wasn't very smart of me to, as an influencer, not do sponsorships, right? It just is smart to, if I could do them, to do them, right? So I'm having some of those realizations a little too late, right? So the thing that really, I've been talking about moving for the past couple of months on here, but the thing that really kicked it into gear, the thing that really made me want to actually start doing shit, is the fact that when I was on my way to New Orleans, I got a low balance notification, and I had never gotten a low balance notification ever in my life. And yeah, I was not very happy about that. I was on my way to one of the places that I've always wanted to go. I was on my way to the place that I've dreamed of going, right? And I had a low balance notification. It was like, holy shit, not only am I broke, but I'm also broke and traveling to a place that I've always really wanted to go. So fortunately, my followers were able to send me some money, and that definitely made it so that I was enjoying New Orleans, but I still was being very cheap because I needed to fucking survive. I needed to be able to make it, right? So anyway, after I got home, I was dealing with the juggling of, paying for the rent here, and I pay, just so you guys know, just so I'm transparent, I pay $2,569 a month for my apartment. I paid that much. And the thing about that is like when I moved here, it was about 2,500. It went up a bit. But like, honestly, I don't know why I ever looked at that and was like, oh no, that's no big deal. I guess it's just I was making so much money back then that like it just didn't seem like a big deal, But the thing is, I've always said to myself that I want to be thrifty. I want to be cheap. I bought this big place because I thought I needed all of the space, but I frankly don't. I don't really need all of the space. I need enough ceiling room for my lights. I need enough space to put some of my stuff. But after I declutter a lot of my stuff, I frankly don't need all of the space. And that's just the realization that I had as I started to slowly but surely declutter my shit. I don't need all of this space. I have a whole second room that I got initially as a studio that I am not using right now because I don't shoot videos in like a studio form anymore. I shoot them right over here, you know, in front of my bookcase, right? So that's been my life. That's been my life for the past couple of months is this big open room that no one's using and I'm paying for it. It's killing me. And that low balance notification on my way to New Orleans was definitely like a kick in the ass of like, bitch, you need to move. So this month I've been looking into things. I've been looking into I've been looking into stuff. Um and I'll be honest with you guys. Here's my biggest concern. Okay, when I moved into this place, the owners they just got it. They just got in this place. They were doing some updates on stuff. This unit had not been lived in for years, so you know, there were a lot of things that had to be done. And clearly there were things wrong with the unit, but they wanted someone to get in. They were very, 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 very eager to have somebody come in and move in and live there. And so I was able to get in here without necessarily having to go through all of the various hoops and things that you usually would in order to live in an apartment, right? Um, you know, I definitely jumped through a bunch of hoops. I didn't jump through a bunch of hoops, and so I was able to secure the apartment, right? And I've been here for 2 years. I was looking at myself. I've been here for 2 years. It's almost exactly like if I move right now, which hopefully I do, I will have been here for exactly 2 years. Um, and so, you know, it's been good. I mean, I have issues with my apartment, but I've really appreciated having washer and dryer in unit. I've really appreciated having, yeah, I do like the space that I have. I do. Um, but it's just not reasonable anymore. It just doesn't make sense anymore. And I've had to really come to terms with that over the past couple of months. So you guys have been watching these videos on here. You've seen and listened to me slowly but surely come to terms with that reality. And it is what it is. And I'm glad that I had this place. I'm glad that I lived here. I'm glad that I was able to you know, I was glad that I was able to sort of have the experience, but it was definitely a Icarus flying too close to the sun kind of experience for me, where I just realized that I bit off way more than I can chew, and now we're having to adjust. So when I got back, I had to worry about paying rent for this place, but you know, basically right now my Patreon money just goes directly into my rent, which that has not been the case for the vast majority of the time that I've had a Patreon. That's definitely not been the case, but it's been the case recently. And I do not like that. I really don't like that. I don't like the idea of all of my money. Because look, Patreon for me was like the money that I would use for captioning, the money that I would use to hire people to help me make what I'm making. Like, that's what Patreon was for me. Right now, for the past like 4 or 5 months, it's been what pays my rent because I haven't gotten the speaking engagements that I expected to get. I will say I do have some lined up for next year. I do have some lined up for next year, so that's really exciting. So I will at some point be getting paid a decent chunk of change. I think my first one is in February so far. But you know, at the same time, like I don't want I want to be able, the thing I keep saying to myself is I need to be able to have savings. I do not have savings. I did when I moved here. I don't now, right? So, you know, I'm definitely sort of having those realizations. Um and so yeah, moving is a really good idea. So, but here's my thing. I have a lot of anxiety around this stuff because like I said, they had to go through background changes. I have really shitty credit. Um, I don't have any. I've never been legally evicted. I've been evicted in terms of like the people that I was living with telling us to go, but there's never been like a legal eviction on my record, right? Never. So that's a positive thing. That's a good thing, right? I was just thinking about that. That's making me all depressed. Let me not think too much about that. But anyway, but like my credit's bad, but it's not because I have negative things going against me. My credit's bad because I haven't built credit. And it's so funny because 2 years ago when I moved into this place, I said, oh, I'm totally gonna do that. Like, I'm totally gonna build credit. I'm gonna do blah, blah, blah. I didn't do any of that. I didn't do shit. I don't have a credit card. I don't, it's just stuff that's not smart. And a lot of this shit is frankly like, I know it's not an excuse. I mean, I'm 29. These are things I should know. But like, listen, my teenage years were largely me trying to make enough money to not have to live with my fucking parents. That was my only focus. Truly, was just sort of getting to a point where I could pay for a place somewhere, and I didn't think of much else. I didn't think of all the various other shit. I haven't worked a normal job in quite some time. The last like regular job I worked was at Fox Animation, and that was in 2012. I've worked for myself for a very long time, and I've had a lot of, we won't get into that in this video, but I've had a lot of, ways of, I've had a lot of things that I've yet to fully process with that, and so, yeah, so I have a lot of catching up to do just in general, when it comes to how I'm spending money, how I'm using money, how I'm saving money, how I'm building credit. Like all of that is a big question mark for me right now. And I moved into this place being like, oh, I'm going to work through that. And I haven't done any of that. But in this next place, I know that I'm going to be able to do that because it's going to be cheaper. Like $1,500 is doable. It's so doable. Not only is it doable, but it's doable with what I'm currently making on Patreon. It's doable enough for what I'm making on Patreon for me to be okay throughout the rest of the month, for me to be okay, right? And actually save. Like I get so excited at just the idea of living in this cheaper place, because just starting to live in a cheaper place will mean that I'm just going to do better. It's just going to, you know what I mean? Like, it's like there's only positive things that can come out of me paying less rent right now. Only positive, And the thing is, I'm paying so much rent that almost anything is cheaper than this. Almost anything is cheaper than this. But here's the problem, right? So before I started this video, I put in my first official rent application. And, as I'm looking at my rent application, obviously I'm looking at my bank account. So I did get paid from New Orleans. That direct deposit finally landed. Thank God for that. But I realized that, like, if I got the place that I applied to, the place I looked at yesterday was $1,800, which is $300 more than I want to spend, but it's still much cheaper than what I'm paying now. Still much cheaper. I realized that if I put down a down deposit on that place, after I'm just telling how much I have in my account now. After I do the fucking application fee, I think, like, I did the math. I got like $25 in my account, like $25. And that's scary. Now, of course, I have money coming in, in about 11 days, I'll get paid from Google. So I'll get my AdSense money, which stop. My phone reacted when I said that. I'll get my AdSense money, which was pretty decent last time I looked at it. So that'll work. I also still need to get paid from the sponsorship I did last year. I haven't been good about getting that secured, but I'm going to press them for that tonight. So I have money coming in, I have money coming in, and I'll be okay towards the end of the month, but it's still scary. And I haven't been in this position for a while. Those of you guys who have been following me know that I've sort of, throughout the years, throughout the months rather, I've been kind of, especially through summer, I've been doing this like dance where it's like, okay, so I've got a low amount of money in my account right now, but if, you know what I mean? Like, I've been doing this weird dance where, like, okay, I'm paying my rent and then I'm broke I'm paying my rent, and then I'm broke, and then paying my rent, and then I'm broke. I haven't had a month in a while where I've paid my rent and I have money. Okay. Like that has not been the case for quite some time. So yeah, it's like with the application fees and things, like I get really nervous because I don't know. I'm worried about like housing is one of those things that I don't worry about a lot of stuff when it comes to me being transgender, but housing is one of those things that I get nervous about because I don't know. I think if they run my background and stuff, I don't know. I don't know what they see, but I'm pretty sure they could probably see that I'm trans, and I don't want to have to. I don't know. Like this is always. I mean, this is why I've never really had a quote regular job. Is like I have such a fear of people looking me up, and using my transness against me. I mean, we've already gone over this on my main channel about my sort of stealth thing and my paranoia and all that shit. So it's like, yeah, like I've been very worried about people using my transness against me. It's something that like really makes me nervous. And it probably shouldn't, but it does. It does because I don't want to be in a situation where I'm now suddenly not making money because of who I am or being denied because of who I am. Like it's something that I would like to avoid if I have to, you know? And so, I mean, obviously we have anti-discrimination laws or whatever, but like, I'm just nervous. I mean, I feel like my credit's not great. I'm a trans person. Like I make enough money to pay the rent. I do make enough money to pay the rent, especially at places 1,000. I can do that. But I don't know. It's like, I don't know if it'll be used against me. And I think part of it is just a big question mark. You know, this was the first place I've lived in on my own independently where I didn't have a cosigner. I didn't have anybody else on the thing. It was just totally and entirely me on my own. And I got it. And that's the one thing keeping me here. The anxiety that I have over applying to new places, the fact that I might not be able to get those other places. And I've talked about this in previous videos, but I don't want to be in a situation where I'm paying this astronomical amount of rent because I'm afraid of not being able to find something else. I don't want to be stuck in that trap because it will be a trap. Could I, through the next couple of months, theoretically continue to pay rent here? Yes. Could I do it and be secure? No, I really couldn't. I would have had to have gotten at least 2 more talks this season in order for me to do it and be comfortable and be okay. At least 2. But I think I have 3 confirmed talks, but those aren't until next year, you know, until 2020. So I don't know, man. Like I'm getting kind of nervous about it all. But who knows? I sent in my application today. Who knows? So anyway, let's just talk about the places I saw. So right now I live in central Los Angeles, right? I spend most of my time in like Hollywood and sometimes in the Valley, you know, and sometimes in Koreatown. I actually live in a great area for going to a lot of different places, but I spend a lot of money doing transportation to places that are, you know, in central LA. I spend a lot of money just literally going to and from Hollywood every other day. I was looking at, so part of me trying to be better about my money is I installed this app called Truebill on my phone, which helps me look at all of my spending. And I realized that I spend about $1,000 a month on Ubers. Craziness. I didn't think I was spending that much. I thought I was spending like maybe like $200 or something at most. But of course that doesn't make any sense because I do it so often. How could I only spend that little bit of money? But I spent like $1,000. And like my reason for not driving has always been that it's just cheaper. But is it? Like if I move to one of the 2 places that I looked at today, I'll be super close to subways and stuff to where like I really will save money just based on where I live. But where I live right now, it's like it's not impossible for me to get somewhere. It's not impossible for me to you know, it's not impossible for me to find transportation to where I'm going, like public transportation that's cheap to where I'm going, but it's very, 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 very hard. It's very hard. So, you know, I'd rather not do that. So even looking at my account now, like I said, I'm being broke as fuck. I realized like, okay, we're on the bus for the rest of the month. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this Uber shit. We're not gonna do it. We're not. It just doesn't make sense. And I do Uber pools, so it's not even like I'm taking the expensive Uber. It's literally I'm taking the cheapest Uber, so it's always like $4 or $5 or some shit. But it's like it's still expensive. It's still expensive. And I just would rather not do that. So, you know, I'm getting kind of excited about the idea of moving to one of the two places that I looked at. So the first place I looked at, the walls are blue, which I think would be really good. Like in the room that I would film in, the walls are blue, right? I think that would end up being really, really nice. I think that'd be really, really nice. Then here's the thing. So I looked at one place earlier that I was not looking at where this place was on the map. It was a nice place, but it was also a place that it was a nice place, but it was further away than it's further from me from what I was going. I'm trying to go to. It's further. It's not closer. I thought it was closer. It's cheap, so it's like if I could apply and it would be cheaper and I would still save money, but like I'd be further away from where I'd want to go. But it was nice. It had all new refrigerator, stove, everything. Like it had a brand new microwave. It had all this new beautiful stuff, right? And I was very, very excited at that. But then it's further away and it's over by USC, which is again further than I want to be. So that's kind of a no-go. So I will check in and see if that place is still available and apply if I get it, but I don't really necessarily. That's like my last choice. Second place I went to like is one with the blue walls, and they do not want me to paint over those walls. Um, but yeah, like I like it. I like it. It's pretty big. It has high ceilings. It's Art Deco still. It's similar to this apartment. It's got like, see how my apartment has like that little curve sort of thing. It's got the same sort of situation. Super into that. But the fixtures are older. Some of them are used. Dirty and things like that. And like, yeah, I think I could probably overlook that for spending that amount of rent. I probably could. Um, but I don't know. Like I'm trying to figure out if the fixtures are as important to me as not. I will say the problem that I've had in this apartment is that the water sucks. The water sucks. It's dirty. It's not hot enough. And I pay too much money for dirty water that doesn't get hot. I really do. I really do. I pay way too much to not be able to take a hot bath. Just the fact that I can't do that is incredibly fucking upsetting. But yeah. Um then I went to look at this place on Hollywood, off of Hollywood Boulevard, and that was just way, 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 way too loud. And the property manager of that place actually told me that there's openings in this place in Silver Lake. And she showed me this place in Silver Lake, and it was cute. It was not as charming to me as the second place. It didn't have that Art Deco kind of thing going on. It did have new fixtures. It's the place I applied to just now. It's $1,800 a month, which is $300 more than I was trying to spend, but that's still, again, cheaper than what I'm spending. So, it's not bad, but, it's also in Silver Lake, and that's close to a lot of stuff I want to go to. It's very close to a lot of the bars I go to, a lot of places I like to eat and things like that. It's walking. Like one thing I've recognized with me and living here, I think one of the reasons why I get so frustrated living here is I can't walk anywhere. I cannot walk anywhere. And I can't walk anywhere for many reasons. First of all, there's nothing to walk to. There's no cafe around here. There's no there is a bar, but I live in the hood, y'all. Okay. I can't even stand out on my street corner for more than 10 minutes without some man trying to get me into his car. It's scary. I feel very scared living here. On top of that, the grocery stores around here suck. They really suck real bad. Real bad. They suck real bad. Um, there's not a lot of shit for me here. There's just not a lot of shit for me here. So it's very it's very aggravating for me to be here. Even though I love my apartment. My apartment's great. It's just very, yeah, it's not great. So yeah, I've realized that it's really important for me to be in an area that's walkable. And if I get both of these places are in East Hollywood. If I get either one of these places, I'll be fine with it. I mean, I would prefer the cheaper one with the blue walls. That would be perfect. Also, I could really afford that one. Like, I could afford to not only put down my deposit, but also my application fee, you know? So I'm going to apply. I'm going to go in tomorrow and hand in my application. And he seemed to really like me. As I was on my way to the second place, he drove by and offered to give me a ride somewhere, which I was like, whoa, okay. And it's a more intimate, quiet place. I mean, all the places I looked at are pretty intimate and quiet. So that's kind of what I was looking for. So I'm really hoping that shit goes well and that, you know, things are fine. I make enough money to pay for both of these places. So I'm hoping one of them approves me. I'm kind of nervous that I'm not going to get approved by any and then we'll be stuck here. But yeah, I don't know. It's funny, one of my partners is a landlord, and I talk to him a lot about this shit, because I don't really know what I'm doing, guys. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm getting really nervous about it all. I don't want to be stuck here. I really don't want to be stuck here. When I think about living in a smaller place, I get so excited. I get so fucking excited, because just a smaller, more manageable place, it already sounds better for my mental health. Because this place is like, you can just look at this. Like, just this front area alone is massive. And I loved that when I got here. I loved that about this place. I was like, oh my God, it's so big. They have so much space. Yeah. But frankly, like, I'm just at that point where I want less space. I want less space and I want less things. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to get rid of. I think I'm going to take all of my furniture, but I don't know. This desk, there's some shit that I have that I've had for years that, like, I should really replace. Like, my dresser is the dresser. Honestly, all of my furniture from my ex is, I don't think the only new furniture I've purchased is my drafting table and my sewing table. Those are the only two new things. Everything else has been here for quite some time. I've been trying to figure out if it would be worth it for me to bring my drafting table and my sewing table, because I don't know if I have space for both of them. I don't really know. We'll see. I'll figure it out. But yeah, this month I'm gonna be spending looking for places, decluttering shit, getting rid of shit. I just have to start being. I want to pack. I'm worried about my actual move. There's some shit right now that I know I can start packing because I'm never gonna touch it. It's never gonna move. It just makes sense to fucking pack it, right? But I don't know. I'm scared, y'all. I'm nervous. I will say I do have a positive feeling about it. I feel like it's not impossible that I'll find a place. I think that it's very, 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 very possible. I'm just nervous about, like, what if I don't? You know, what if I don't? What if I don't find a place? What if I can't find a place? What if I don't manage to find something that's reasonable within my, I'm just nervous about that. So anyway, I'm going to spend the next couple of hours looking at stuff. I'm going to edit videos. Here's another thing. If I do move this month, it's going to be really stressful and I'm going to really need to focus on my shit. I'm going to have to edit a lot of stuff to have it up. I'm really upset that I haven't been able to get my video essays done and up. I've got a video essay that I've been writing. I've got another video essay that I've been editing. Like, there's just so much going on, guys. There's just way too much going on. So yeah, anyway, I'm a little stressed. I got some powdered horchata the other day, so I'm gonna make myself some horchata. Calm the fuck down. Send me positive vibes. Send me positive energy. If you are, I will say this too. I know there's some people on here who want to support me just once, and I think that's totally fine. If you always want to support me for like a one-time support sort of thing, you can always send me tips through PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. Those are the ways you can send me if you just want to shoot me money real fast. You can always do it that way. So yeah, I'll put that in the thing if you are, because all of these application fees, they're adding up. I mean, I just gave someone $30, and like I just hate the idea of giving someone $30 just for them to tell me that I don't have enough money to live in the place they live. I don't want, hate that, but it's like it's a thing. So if you have anything, if you feel like helping, that would be really fucking helpful right now. I really want to get to a point where I'm not fucking e-begging, because I hate doing that. I absolutely hate doing that, but it's where I'm at. It's really where I'm at, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back on my feet. So anyway, hopefully this move will be part of that. Send me positive energy, positive vibes. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.